One of the things you'll notice when projects get into the sticky bit where they feel like they're stalling or the different parts aren't quite fitting together is that there's a lack of communication. Recently, I was working with someone and they had put in a lot of effort. They were trying to build this custom object to solve a problem for an end user group, but they had put all this time in and done all these things and never taken the time to actually go and ask someone, how are you going to use this in the end? The amount of meetings back and forth that needed to happen and the stalling that happened, where it could have all been solved if we had better cadence for communication, the right people talking to each other, the right decisions getting made. I know it sounds really simple, but having something in place in terms of governance where we've got end users talking to technicians about what needs to happen next, so that the people who are building the thing understand how the people who are going to use the thing work. That's one of the best things that can unstick those moments. That's why I think that setting up something like a center of excellence can be such an important big step for either a project, but even just for BAU, to make sure that things keep moving forward in the way they're supposed to move. One piece of advice I would give, having done large projects and thinking about change and how people adopt new platforms, is if you're part of the team who's building something, I would be regularly checking in with the people who are going to be using the thing. I think that I'd have alarm bells if the first time that a user has a good conversation with a builder is at UAT, because then we're going to have an extended UAT. I would much prefer, as early as possible and as regularly as possible, the users to be communicating with the builders. That's a pitfall that happens often, and it can happen without even realizing it. I think it's just helpful to always have a sense check. When was the last time I spoke to someone who's going to be using this?